Greetings of the day. The outcomes for the present session are: learners will have a recap of what costing is. Learners will understand the different techniques used for costing. So let us have a quick recap of costing. Costing is the technique or process of ascertaining the cost. As we all know, costing helps us in calculating the cost of a product. So it is that technique which we use to calculate the cost of the product. In simple terms, it means cost finding by any process or technique. That means how should we find out the cost of a product? For example, if the product is a book, how should we find out what all are the ingredients, what all are the things which make up the cost of the book? So that is called as costing. This technique consists of principles and rules which govern the procedure of ascertaining the cost of products and services. So costing will consist of all the principles and rules which will govern how we need to calculate the cost of any product. And this method, principles of costing, differ from product to product and from industry to industry. So we know a rough sketch of what costing is. Let us now proceed towards looking into the techniques of costing. So we have the following techniques of costing. Just have a quick look into it. We have historical costing, standard costing, marginal costing, uniform costing, direct costing, absorption costing, and activity based costing. We will look into the details of each one. So first we come into the historical or conventional costing. The name itself is explaining historical. That means something which has already occurred, something which relates to the past. So this costing refers to the determination of cost after they have been actually incurred. That means we are able to know about the cost only after they have been incurred. It means that the cost of a product can be calculated only after its production. This system is useful only for determining cost, but it is not useful for exercising any control over cost. Here we can only determine or find out the cost, but we cannot exercise any control over it, because once the cost has been incurred, nothing can be done now. So there cannot be any process to control the cost. It can serve as a guidance for future production only when conditions continue to be the same in future. So if we have similar conditions in future, then this type of costing can help you as a guidance for your future. But if your conditions are different, then it will not help you. Moreover, this will only reveal what has been incurred. Just remember that one major point. The next technique of costing is the standard costing. Now, standard costing, it refers to the preparation of standard cost, applying them to measure the variations from standard cost and analyzing the variations with a view to maintain maximum efficiency in production. So, in simple terms, first we fix the standards, then we look at the actuals, and this technique of costing helps us in fixing the standards and then comparing the standards with the actuals, and it also helps us in looking at the deviations between the two, and thus helps us to solve those deviations and thus maintain maximum efficiency in production. So the first step in this case is that cost of each article are determined beforehand under the current and anticipated conditions. But sometimes they are determined beforehand under normal or ideal conditions. Then the actual costs are compared with the predetermined cost, and the deviations known as variances are noted down. Thereafter, the reasons for these variances are ascertained and necessary steps are taken to prevent their reoccurrence. So this type of technique of costing is very, very useful. It helps us to know all the deviations and it also helps us to take necessary steps to prevent the reoccurrence of such deviations. Let us now look into the next method of next technique of costing called the marginal costing. Marginal costing refers to the ascertainment of marginal cost by differentiating between the fixed cost and the variable cost. This technique of costing shows us a difference between the fixed cost and variable cost. The fixed cost portion is not charged to the production cost. Only variable costs are charged to the products, while the fixed costs are charged directly to the profit and loss account of the period in which they arise. This is again a very important technique of costing which helps the cost departments in taking major decisions. So decisions like make or buy of a product or retain or sell the product, all such decisions in the organizations are taken with the help of the technique of marginal costing. We move forward to the next technique of costing called the uniform costing. This is a technique where standardized principles and methods of cost accounting are employed by a number of different companies and firms. So here, number of companies and firms together standardize certain principles and methods of cost accounting. Such type of technique is called as uniform costing. This will help the companies in comparing the performances with one another, and thus they can know the reasons for their deviations. So this is again a very useful technique of costing. Let us move to the next technique of costing called the direct costing. Now, direct costing is the practice of charging all direct cost to operations, process or products, leaving all the indirect costs to be written off against profits in the period in which they arise. So here there is a differentiation between the direct cost and indirect cost. All direct costs related to the product or process or job are kept aside and indirect costs are differentiated. The direct costs are charged to the product, whereas all the indirect costs are charged to the profit and loss account for that period. That is called as direct costing method. We move forward to the next technique of costing, which is called as the absorption costing. This is the practice where there is no differentiation between fixed cost and variable cost. Here, both the fixed cost and variable cost to the operation are charged to the product or process or job. Both of them will be charged to the product, and there is no differentiation between the fixed cost and variable cost under this technique of costing. We will move forward, and last but not the least, we have the activity based costing. It is also called as ABC costing. In short, it is activity based costing. This is a method of assigning the organization's resource cost through activities to the products and services provided to its customers. It is defined as a technique of cost attribution to cost units on the basis of benefits received from indirect activities. Example, ordering, setting up, assuring quality, etc. So on the basis of benefits received from each, the costs are attributed. This type of costing encourages managers to identify which activities are value added, those that will best accomplish a mission or deliver a service, or those that will meet a customer demand. It improves operational efficiency and enhances the decision making through better, more meaningful cost information. Activity based costing is a very useful technique of costing. So now we just had a gist of all the different techniques of costing. That's it for the current session. Thank you.